All right, welcome back. Like I said, let's wipe the slate clean. Of course, we're still going to have our office pool, and there's going to be a lot of trash talk within the newsroom. But for the sake of the three of us here on this set, let's just wipe the slate clean with our second chance bracket. We're going to pick from the Sweet 16 on. That means you get a redo. You can pick a new national champion, or you can hold tight. So, all right, let's just go straight. Let's go game by game. Let's start at the top. Let's go Duke, St. John's. Gentlemen, what are we thinking?
Oof.
I'm going Duke.
You got to stick with Duke at this point.
You're sticking with. I got to go with St. John's. I can't, man. I can't. With Caleb Foster and Ngongwa, that injury, I got to go with Rick Pitino and crew. All right, next matchup, Michigan State, UConn. I already know which one you're going. You think UConn's some frauds.
Yeah, I'm going with Michigan State. You read my mind.
I'm going UConn.
Yeah, I'm holding serve with UConn on that one. I like what Caravan has been doing in the first round. Terrace Reed, that monster performance. I'll get into that a little bit later. I'm sticking with UConn. All right, now this one, I got both of these wrong.
Me too.
So this next matchup, we're looking at, what is it?
Iowa and Nebraska.
Iowa and Nebraska. Yeah. What do we got? I have Florida and Vandy here. So what are we thinking?
You had Florida Vandy also?
Yeah.
We picked a lot of similar stuff.
Yeah, that means the room for me beating Ruben is close.
It's close.
You got to go with Iowa. I mean, they're the underdogs, all right? They have a lot of momentum coming up right now. So I would say that you got to push the gas to the pedal, where it's just like, keep the boys rolling.
I'll go Iowa also, just because I don't think there's really that much difference between the seeds at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Some of it's just your conference and alignment and all that stuff, but I don't think there's that much difference between the two. I just think Iowa's kind of hot right now.
I have all the respect in the world for Fred Hoiberg when he was the coach of the Chicago Bulls, what he did at Iowa State. I love what he's done with Nebraska, getting them their first 2 tournament victories in like decades. But Ben McCollum is that man. He is a rising star in the coaching ranks. Bennett Sturts is a guy that we're going to probably talk about more come draft time. He's a guy who I could see with the Memphis Grizzlies. So I got to roll with Iowa in this one. Let's get to our next matchup, Illinois and Houston. I had both of these right. What are we going with?
Houston. Got to go with Houston, I mean, you're a Texas guy.
H-Town all day.
H-Town all day. But I would just say Illinois, I mean, they've had superpower in terms of having stars, even last season where they had some stars on their team. It's just like winning those big games. And like Ruben just mentioned, I really agree when it comes to seeding. I don't think it matters at this point. I think it matters more in terms of momentum. And we see it every year with the NCAA tournament. You just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to give it to Houston.
I'll tell you what Houston's going to win. Defense.
Yeah.
Kelvin Sampson and company, they got them dudes play defense. That was the only reason I gave Texas Tech the nods that I gave them, even with their main player being out, was because as a group they play defense. And I just think Kelvin, and the way he is coaching right now, he's like an old Yoda master coaching. I don't know if you ever watched. He's very much turned the corner. I remember when he used to coach at OU. I was covering him back in the day when he was coaching at OU. Way more fiery, and as he's gotten older, he's gotten way more of like a Yoda with coaching. So I do think I'm giving the nod to Houston on that one. I just think they play defense, and of course, Flemings. I love the way that kid plays.
I think Illinois has been playing probably the most efficient basketball of this tournament. They have been just lights out efficient in these first 2 games. But it's just a matchup thing. They got the wrong matchup. Houston has been really good. They have also been kind of lights out. We talk about Flemings. You talk about Chris Sinak. You talk about Emmanuel Sharp. I have a lot of respect for Brad Underwood, and this is me, an Oklahoma State guy.
Yeah, he was there for 5 minutes.
He was there. I was there. I was when Brad Underwood was with us at Oklahoma State. I was there. I introduced myself to him. He let me watch film with the team one time. Kind of study his offense and everything. I like him, but I got to go, Houston, I got to go with them again. Houston was my pick to go to the Final Four, go to the national championship. I'm still rolling with it. We got Houston. All right, let's get to the other side. We got Arizona and Arkansas. What we thinking?
Arkansas, I mean, in terms of, we're talking about superpower, right? We're talking about having that one player that can take over. I mean, you're an Arkansas guy. You just were in Arkansas not too long ago.
For a long time.
Again, why do you feel so?
I know you went Arizona. I know you're an Arizona guy. You think that you don't think anybody can beat them right now. I get that. Darius Acuff Jr. is probably. I mean, that dude is.
But they got Arizona has the defenders for him though.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if because the dude can score in so many ways. He shoots the ball well, and he can get to the rack. He's super quick. The thing that I was most impressed about is he doesn't shy away from defending the primary player when the game was getting down to the moments. He wants to be on the ball playing defense, and he's being coached by John Calipari. I mean, I'm going Arkansas. I have to. I know you're going Arizona. That's my thing.
I will say this: if Arkansas beats Arizona, it won't be because Darius Acuff won them the game. It will have to be because of the other guys. It will have to be because of the Billy Richmonds. It will have to be because of the Malik Thomas, the Trevon Brazil. Because Arizona is going to key in on Acuff. They have the defenders for it. Like I've been saying, Koa Pete, Braden Burries. That team is really good. But Arizona did look vulnerable in that game against Utah State. I got a little bit nervous watching that game, but I like Arizona still to go all the way. Let's kind of speed it up a little bit. All right, we got Texas versus Purdue. What are we thinking?
Texas, if you look at who they've slain in this tournament, I mean, I had Texas winning in the first round, who they played against. But in regard to beating Gonzaga, I didn't have them beating Gonzaga. So it's just like, and then in terms of Gonzaga, they're always in that Final Four like every other year, practically, sometimes even the championship. So to see Texas with so much poise and to come in time and time again, just defeating, these aren't just some fluke teams. There's some really ranked, high-ranking teams. To see them come in and win these games, if I'm any team playing Texas, I'm going to be worried for sure.
So one of the big, and I'm a big Coach Painter fan from Purdue. I think the dude does a phenomenal job. But I think Purdue struggles with ultra-athletic teams.
Yeah.
Think about when they played Memphis. And Memphis, not even one of the better teams, right?
Yeah. Memphis
took them down to the wire. And it was just based on Memphis's ability to get in their pockets, to rebound, to push the tempo. I just think Texas is going to I just think Texas wins that game. I think Purdue struggles with that style of play.
I agree. I didn't pick Texas to win. I'm not having Texas burn me again. I'm going to have Texas over Purdue. All right, Michigan versus
Bama.
Bama. Now I got to say real quick, Nate Oates might be one of the best college basketball coaches ever just because he always finds a way to get the most out of teams with criminals.
No.
He had Brandon Miller.
With criminals is crazy.
Alleged criminals.
He had Brandon Miller, who had his allegations, well, actually wasn't allegations, and proved to be fact, and then they made it all the way to the Final Four. And then now with Aiden Holloway, for them to just whoop off on Texas Tech like that and Hofstra, just for that alone, I got to go with Bama over Michigan. I'm sorry. I had Michigan originally. Bama, you won me over Nate Oates. You got it. What y'all think?
This is rocking with the criminals. That's what I'm going Michigan still. I think Michigan is playing really good basketball. I think they are tough to stop. They have great size. I mean, and I think Bama's run is going to end soon just because. So part of the thing that I always tell people is it's really hard to take a kid who only averaged, 6 points and now tell him I need you to get me 12, right? Because there's a mental part of that as well. There's a whole psychological part of the game that most people don't think about. And so when you're missing a major player and now other people have to step in and fill that void, while everybody thinks they want that opportunity, it's harder than you think. And now you got to do it on the toughest stage against the toughest opponent. So I got to stay Michigan.
Michigan. I mean, it's as simple as that. I would say criminals is crazy. Criminals,
hey, man.
Alleged criminals, all right?
Alleged, news business,
right?
brother.
Hey, man. All right, last Sweet 16 pick. We got Tennessee going up against Iowa State. I'm going to go with Tennessee just because Iowa State, the injury to Joshua Jefferson, I think that they can't survive that too much longer.
I agree with you 100%.
Tennessee is the one for me.
All right, we got about a minute left. Do we want to switch off our Final Four? In my new bracket, that means I still got UConn, I still got Houston, I still got Zona. I mean, in this redo, I would have Alabama instead in my Final Four.
I'm going to hold off on my Final Four until next week. But I will say this tournament has had, while not full-fledged Cinderellas, meaning teams making it to the Sweet 16 that are in those lower seats, it has had some great lower seeded teams win some games. There have been some good games. You're like, all right, I'm rocking with the high points or whatever. Siena puts Duke on the, all the way down to the wire. There have been some great games so far this year.
I can't say NIL can't kill March Madness no matter what. All right, we're going to take a quick break, put a pin in our March Madness talk. When we come back, it's the best thing we saw.